They called it the Eagle's Nest. Hidden deep in the mountains of Persia stood a fortress so impossible to reach, it seemed to touch the clouds. Alamut. But what made Alamut truly terrifying wasn't its height. It was who lived there. A man named Hassan-i Sabbah, scholar, strategist, and the founder of one of history's most feared secret orders, the Assassins. The story begins in the late 11th century. Persia was divided. The mighty Seljuk Empire ruled harshly, and chaos spread across the Islamic world. Hassan was a brilliant mind from Qom, a follower of the Ismaili sect, which was seen as heretical by the Sunni majority. After years of study and exile, Hassan found his purpose, not through power, but through faith, and to protect that faith, he needed a weapon unlike any the world had seen. He found the perfect place, a mountain fortress called Alamut, perched above a narrow valley, impossible to storm and visible from below. Through cunning and strategy, not war, Hassan took control of it around 1090 CE. This was the birth of the Assassins. But the Assassins weren't just killers. They were disciples. They trained in languages, philosophy, stealth, and faith. Their true weapon wasn't the dagger, it was devotion. Hassan built a brotherhood bound by absolute loyalty. It said he promised his followers paradise itself, and some stories claim he proved it. According to legend, recruits were drugged, taken to a hidden garden inside Alamut, filled with flowing rivers, beautiful women, and every pleasure imaginable. When they awoke there, Hassan told them, "You have seen heaven. Obey me, and it shall be yours forever." Whether that story is truth or myth, one thing is certain. His men obeyed without question. From Alamut, Hassan launched a silent war. His targets weren't soldiers. They were leaders, viziers, generals, sultans. Enemies of the Ismaili faith would simply vanish. One man could infiltrate a fortress, strike a ruler down in broad daylight, and vanish into the crowd. No one was safe, not even the mighty Seljuks. The message was clear. Fear is the sharpest blade. One of their most famous victims was Nizam al-Mulk, the Seljuk vizier, killed by a man disguised as a holy scholar. No army could stop them, because how do you fight an enemy who hides among the people, strikes without warning, and welcomes death? Over time, the assassins became a symbol of terror and mystery. Crusaders spoke of them in whispers, calling them Hashashun, a word that may come from Hashak or perhaps from a misunderstanding. From that word comes the modern term, assassin. But Hassan himself wasn't a warlord. He lived simply inside Alamut, studying, writing, rarely leaving his tower. He ruled through intellect and fear. Even his own followers trembled in his presence. It's said he executed one of his sons for breaking a rule, proving that no one stood above his law. He died in 1124, but his order continued, spreading across Persia and Syria, striking fear into sultans and crusaders alike. For nearly 170 years, Alamut remained unconquered. Then came the Mongols. Led by Hulagu Khan, grandson of Genghis Khan, they swept across the Middle East, destroying everything in their path. The assassins tried their old tactics, infiltration, assassination, but it didn't work on Hulagu. He didn't fear death. In 1256, the Mongols surrounded Alamut. After a long siege, the fortress fell. The gardens burned. The libraries, filled with science, philosophy, and secrets, were turned to ash. That day, the eagle's nest fell from the sky, but the legend didn't die. For centuries, travelers told stories of the mysterious killers of Alamut, masters of stealth, faith, and mind. Marco Polo claimed to have seen the Garden of Paradise himself. Scholars debated the truth, and storytellers kept the myth alive. And today, their name lives on in our language, in our stories, in our games. Assassin's Creed, secret orders, shadowy brotherhoods, all born from a single fortress in the Persian mountains. Some call them fanatics. Others call them freedom fighters. But one thing is certain. The Assassins of Alamut changed the meaning of fear. Forever. Would you dare enter the eagle's nest?